Good morning. It is 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. I could have slept in a little bit longer, but I got antsy. We gotta head down to Dallas, drop this trailer at Target, hoping that they have an empty trailer for us. If not, we'll have to drive around and find one, which isn't fun. And then we will head to Hutchins, Texas, and pick up our next load and take that back to Ohio. So let's get on the road and get things done.
You're watching YouTube with attitude.
Sanki her şey kayboldu, çok derin hislerim Omzum yükle doldu ama bende vazgeçmek yoktu. Bitmedi, bitmedi, bitirmedim. Ben özel değilim ya da öyle bir şey ama sen varken hep böyle hissettim, böyle hissettim. Yanan her şey görünüyor olmalı, bunu sen de hatırlarsın da artık böyle hissettim. Ben özel değilim ya da öyle bir şey ama sen varken hep böyle hissettim, böyle hissettim. Yanan her şey görünüyor olmalı, bunu sen de hatırlarsın da artık
So, question. Should we take 635 south around Dallas, or should we stay on I-30 and go right through Dallas? What do you guys want to do? Go through Dallas? Alright, you got it. Let's go through downtown Dallas. This probably wasn't the best idea, but oh well, a little bit of a backup. I got plenty of time. I don't pick up my next load until 3 o'clock this afternoon, and currently it is 11 minutes after 10, and I'm only 34 miles from my delivery. So I got time to kill. Not a big fan of sitting in traffic, but this is Dallas, and you're gonna sit in traffic no matter what direction you go. It is what it is. Today's gonna be a good day. We got a trailer. All right, we made our delivery, got an empty trailer. That's a good thing. I'm not sitting for 2.5 days waiting for an empty trailer, and I'm not having to drive 100 or 200 miles to go get an empty trailer. So that's the plus side of things. The negative side of things, I guess if you want to call them negatives, is that I have to kill 2 hours before I go pick up my next load, because they are strictly by appointment, and my appointment's at 3 o'clock. But I'm still going to show up an hour early because that's just what I do. And then also, I went to blow out my trailer because of all the dirt and broken skids in it. Because, you know, shippers don't clean up after themselves. They leave all their trash in our trailers and then we got to clean it out. Damn, they must need my stuff I just brought because they already hooked up to my trailer and putting it in a dock door. Must be important. I have a Snapper leaf blower and it's battery operated, and I went to blow out all the trash out of my trailer and my battery was dead. So I'm trying to charge the battery for a little bit so I can finish blowing all the trash out of my trailer in the Target's lot, because ain't my problem. They should have cleaned it out where they had trash cans at the docks. But I was getting my leaf blower out from under my bunk and something underneath there cut the shit out of the tip of my middle finger. I'd show you, but that's not appropriate. And I don't want to offend anybody. Once I get my trailer blown out, we will head up out of here. There's a couple truck stops not too far away, and I will kill 2 hours, and then we'll go make our pickup and head back to Ohio. We made it to the QT truck stop a half a mile from my pickup at 3 o'clock. And while I'm sitting here waiting 2.5 hours, I want to talk about something. Yesterday, the officer that murdered George Floyd was found guilty of murder. And I'm not happy about it. Well, in a way I am, but that officer's family just lost their father. And George Floyd's family lost their father. So there's no winner in any of this. It should have never happened, but it did. And an officer was found guilty of murder, rightfully so. But the same day that all that shit happened, there's an officer in Columbus, Ohio, who shot and killed a 15-year-old girl yesterday. This 15-year-old girl called the police for help, and she ends up getting shot 5 times in the chest and killed. And that's not even the worst part of it, because after this girl was killed, the officer that shot her says Blue Lives Matter. Now, I don't know where your stance is when it comes to police lives or Blue Lives Matter or whatever. And honestly, I don't care. I mean, that's your opinion. My opinion, I don't like cops. Never have, never will. And granted, there's probably a lot of good cops out there. But in my experience with dealing with the police, And I've dealt a lot with the police, and none of it in a good way. I've never ran across a good cop. And the times that I was arrested, and there was a lot of those times, I never resisted arrest, and I was always respectful. Because I figure I'm the dumbass that did something that got me arrested. So why make matters worse and be an asshole to an officer that's just doing his job? I still got treated like shit from the officer, but at least I didn't get no extra charges put on me. But anyway, back to the point. Now, what kind of man who is an officer of the law can shoot a 15-year-old girl in the chest 5 times after she called them for help, and then be stupid enough to say Blue Lives Matter? I don't know what happened fully, why the girl was shot. I'm sure we'll all hear about that sooner or later, but bottom line is she was 15. And unless she had a gun and would start to point it at the officers, there's no way she should have been shot. And since she's the one that called the police, I seriously doubt if she had a gun and started pointing them at the cops. But then to say Blue Lives Matter as this officer of the law is standing over this dead 15-year-old girl's body, it's sickening. Like, when's this shit stop? Cops out here is just shooting people left and right, beating people up. I've had my fair share of that. And I know people's probably going to say George Floyd, he was a criminal, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. The man was in handcuffs, whether he was resisting arrest or not. He was in handcuffs, and that piece of shit cop put his knee on his neck. And even after Floyd said, "I can't breathe," the cop didn't take his knee off his neck. So in my opinion, bury that officer's ass under the fucking prison and forget about him, because he's a piece of shit. And that'll probably piss off a lot of people, but I don't give a fuck. And then the officer that killed this 15-year-old girl, I hope he goes to prison too. And by prison, I don't mean PC, I mean general population. Put his ass out there with the rest of the inmates. And if he gets killed by the other inmates, oh well. An eye for an eye, motherfucker. Well, we made it to our delivery. Just outside of Fort Worth. We didn't hit nobody. We didn't run over nobody. And we didn't kill anybody. A friendly dude. He's a large man, but he's friendly. Anyways, we'll probably be sitting in the dock for a couple hours, because I don't think this place knows what loading trailers in a timely manner is. That's nothing new. Once we get loaded, we will get on the road and head towards Columbus, Ohio. So I will see you guys then. we made it to an on-ramp. I'm parked on the shoulder with a bunch of other trucks because there's no rest areas. At least I haven't seen any. And the truck stops that I've went by have all been full. So everybody else is pulling off on the shoulders and parking on the shoulders, so I'm going to join them. Might get a ticket, might not. But that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the morning. Peace out.